Hi, I'm Thembi.
I'm Jonathan.
And today on How to Learn, we're going to be discussing things that should make your life easier, but don't, and then things that do.
You sounded a bit sceptical.
I know I did, didn't I?
Things that people claim that work in terms of your self-management, personal organisation, personal effectiveness, but don't always.
Yeah.
So, what have you got?
So I've got, those diary reminders, those prompt notifications that
Yeah.
are always popping up, if it's either on your mobile or on your laptop. And I can see that they are there to make things a lot more easier for you to organise.
Is it the always that's the problem?
Yeah, it's
Right.
always popping up. And
Right.
it doesn't make my life easier. It just makes me think, where am I? What is going on? There's just too many.
Overwhelmed by reminders.
Yes, overwhelmed by reminders.
Okay.
Then I have to remind myself to look at the reminder. That's reminding me of something. So yeah, can you already see that?
Right. Put you down as a reminder skeptic. I'm going to put in a word for post-its though. And
Yeah.
I mean actual post-its, which I overuse,
Love them.
and digital post-its, by which I put notes to myself in sort of diary. Sometimes, going months ahead.
Yeah.
Or just remember to do this, or don't forget to do the other. I find that actually works as long as you work off your, electronic calendar.
Yeah.
That actually works. So it's just, because I know I'm not going to remember. So it's just notes to my future self.
Notes.
I
to
think
your
that
future
actually
self.
works.
Yeah, that does work. And you might have a reminder on there to let you know.
Might do. I mean, it's not, post-its aren't fashionable. Digital notebooks are fashionable.
They are, but I find writing in my notebook
Yeah, same.
a lot more. I do. Yeah, it works.
It
a lot more
works.
efficiently for
It
me.
works across the 18 different notebooks that I've
Yeah.
got written scribbles in. So now I think about it, yeah, all of my notebooks work.
Hey,
Have I brought the right one today? That's the question.
I know, but we do like to visit stationery stores anyway. What I find that does work in the world of work is preparing yourself for meetings. So,
Okay.
whether you're having a one-to-one with a stakeholder, like make sure you've pre-thought about what it is that you want to discuss. So structure that meeting
Yeah.
in your head, or give them a heads up about what you want to discuss, because I think that makes the time. You spend a lot more time focused on that area.
What if you've got 6 back-to-back meetings? How do you prepare for all of them?
Well, you look at your diary reminder to the day before and make sure that
Right.
you prepare for those meetings.
Okay, structured preparation, yeah.
Structured preparation. Also, when you're going to meetings, papers are written for a purpose. So read the paper, because someone's put the time and effort
Yeah.
into informing you about what they want to discuss. There's something that I find really embarrassing when someone in the meeting asks a question that's already in the paper, and you can
Yes.
see the author's face thinking, I've written that there.
Yeah, and how not to be passive-aggressive while saying, so I think we covered that in paragraph 3 of the paper, which you should have received beforehand. Let me just check the email. Yes, you were on the copy list.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
talking about back-to-back meetings. I mean,
Yeah.
people talk about efficiency, and obviously back-to-back. It looks carefully stacked, and you get through a lot of stuff. I think that's horrific. When you can't get breaks in between, and in the old days of physical meetings, you had to allow yourself time to walk, probably
Yeah.
between one room and another, because we don't do that anymore, because you can switch in 10 seconds
Yeah.
from one to the other. But yeah, that's a fake efficiency, isn't it?
I completely agree with it, because when we had to go from one room to another, I think you had at least a good 5 minutes to gather your thoughts,
Stretch your
prepare
legs.
yourself, just physically remove yourself from one room to another. Now it's click on, click off.
Yeah. Are we being a bit anti-digital here? So,
No, we love digital. Look, we're using digital applications here, aren't we?
Yeah,
We do.
absolutely. Absolutely. Just try not too many at the same time. Colour coding. I'm gonna put that in the category. It's like, this is room 101, isn't it? Things that should work, people claim they work. You sort of feel they're working as you're doing it, and sort of don't. I just find myself sometimes putting too much effort into pretty colour coding of tasks or spreadsheets, and maybe disproportionate to the actual value I get out of the colour coding. Maybe not red, amber, green RAG ratings, but everything else, not totally convinced.
I think I actually find them useful.
Okay.
So for my digital calendar, I do actually use a colour coding system. So I know what type of meeting I'm going to be having.
Okay. Do you colour your notifications? Can you even do that?
I don't think you can. Maybe that's a new thing.
Well, you should try that.
Maybe if the notifications were coloured, I would accept them a bit more.
The world of AI. What about prompts?
Prompts are great.
You're a fan.
I love the prompts.
Okay.
What about yourself?
Neutral, actually.
Neutral.
Yeah, probably ignore them, but I can see the value, so I'm not going to complain about them.
Yeah, no, if you're able to use AI effectively, we're talking about ChatGPT and
Yeah.
platforms of that nature. So if you're able to utilize it effectively by asking the right prompts, you can get some really useful, valuable information. But I must say, where I don't find it effectively used is when people don't revisit what has been provided.
Yes.
So there still is an element of critical thinking about whatever's been produced.
I'm afraid you have to do the work.
You have to do the work.
Yeah.
There's no
You can
getaway.
maybe shorten it, but the whole. So the link to how to learn here, as we wrap up, is I guess you need to be a bit critical about. Lots of people will tell you, and maybe it works for them, but things that should work, people claim they work. People have big marketing budgets about why they work. Don't always work for you. So you do have to develop that skill, don't you, of working out what works for you and just being confident about it. It's not, you don't have to enjoy that notification.
Exactly. You can switch it off if you want.
Exactly. Tell us, please, in the comments, what works for you and what you think should work but doesn't. Really looking forward to these.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Bye now.